with something else. You know, we oftentimes launch, we bring on a new open invoice customer and we get them to 90 to 95% pure electronic invoicing just because of the size of the supplier network that we have. And that's great value and our customers love it. But I find oftentimes they stop at the invoice automation and workflow and they don't think about the payment aspect of it. And it's such a natural part of it. If I close that loop, what would you tell customers who are coming on, and why should you think about that at the time of deployment and using that? Have you seen anything in you got a long career in the space?
Sure.
Point of view there?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, we have a point of view just from a recent experience with an Inveris customer conversation we were having this customer had an interest in, was not yet an open invoice customer, but was in late stage sales cycle thinking about moving in that direction. And their payment terms are currently 75 days, but their ability to approve an invoice was sitting at about 60 days.
Oh my gosh.
So think about the proposition that I mentioned earlier, where we could have an impact on working capital, which this particular business does. In order to be able to have the buyer obligate themselves to a payment, they have to take the payment through, they have to process the invoice in a shorter time period so we can offer an earlier payment schedule to the supplier as an offsetting benefit to accepting the card, which then allows us to take the interchange and fund a term extension for the buyer. None of that can happen if you're this, inefficient processor of inbound invoices. So I'm flipping the response to your question by saying, if you've already been through that automation, fantastic. Take it to the next step and monetize it. Take advantage of the good work that you've done. If you want to monetize it, but you haven't been able to get efficiency in your approval process yet, you need to move into invoice automation. We see eventually there's such a convergence of invoice automation with payments automation. They go hand in hand together, which is what our two companies do. To do one without the other is to do the hard work, yes, gain some process and efficiency, but you haven't taken advantage of the monetization aspects that the rest of the world is looking at. So, we got to do both.